weekend marketplace that offers sustainably sourced products every weekend here in Meralco compound. So we invite you to please join us every weekend, every last weekend of the month. Before we go on any further, we would like to thank you for being here. We are so happy to have all of you join us today. To our employees, friends, and guests, especially on the weekend. So thank you so much for giving us your time. So, to put...
Quezon City City Administrator, Mr. Mike Alimoro, Boss RCE, colleagues here in Meralco, and all our distinguished guests. Isa pong napakaganda at wala pong ka-plastic na umaga sa inyong lahat. Boss, pasensya na, si Danny forced me to say that. But it is indeed my pleasure and my privilege to welcome all of you today to the opening of Meralco's The Good Store. Thank you very much for being here with us bright and early on a Saturday morning. We really appreciate you being here as part of this very important launch event of ours. Beginning last year, under the leadership of our President and CEO, Attorney Ray C. Espinosa, and with his full support, Meralco actually launched a number of very important sustainability initiatives. Not the least of these initiatives, as many of you know and related to my earlier morning greeting, was and is our continuing company-wide ban on single-use plastics or SUPs. SUPs such as PET bottles, plastic cups, lids, straws, and styrofoam, to name a few. Now, it was really a big and bold step for us in One Meralco, but by and large, our employees really welcomed it and really embraced this policy. In fact, shortly after our launch or our announcement on October 1st last year, we started seeing, pleasantly, our employees coming to work with their own reusable and, I would say, rather stylish tumblers and lunch boxes. No? But beyond our own employees, I'm quite happy to note that we were able to influence not just our employees, but some people and some institutions around us. Perhaps the best example of that, as you can see on the screen, is Mang Ben. And I was just telling Chair Agnes about this earlier. Mang Ben is our favorite taho vendor who has been serving us here in Meralco for the last 43 years. He's stationed just outside Gate 2, outside our Meralco complex. No? Having heard about the SUP ban, he actually quickly adjusted and started selling his taho using paper cups. He moved away from the traditional plastic cups and moved to paper cups. And rumor has it that since he made that shift, business has never been better for him. Business is actually thriving as a result of that shift. So, one request that came from our employees when we came up with this SUP ban was for us to provide them with alternatives to the materials that we ban. And so from this idea came, or from this request came the idea for us to set up our own market. I was just telling Mayor Lenlen about this earlier. Our idea was to bring together suppliers of SUP substitutes to come and showcase their wares here in Meralco. However, as we began to plan this market, well, we asked ourselves, why limit it to SUP alternatives? Why not extend our product line to other related products such as sustainably and locally farmed, organically farmed produce? We also asked ourselves, why limit it to ourselves in Meralco? Why not, might it not be best to offer these good products also to our neighboring communities here in the Ortigas Center? So, with that, with those good questions, we decided to launch and open the Good Store to all today here in Meralco. And by the way, I'd like to just acknowledge that we could not have done this Good Store if not for the help of our facilities management team led by Mr. Ferdy Luz and Mr. Ricky Mendoza. Maraming salamat. So, today in the Good Store, you will find a lot of innovative and interesting partners who will be showcasing their wares. Partners such as Zero Waste PH. Zero Waste PH is a company that markets and sells very innovative and interesting products from metal straws to shampoo bars. I don't know if you've heard of shampoo bars. And also toothpaste tablets. So instead of having them in those tubes, you can have them in tablet form. I haven't tried it, but maybe today's a good start. We also have social enterprises such as Plastic Flamingo. Plastic Flamingo naman is a recycling company. They recycle everything, all SUPs, candy wrappers, sachets, and they're able to convert them to chairs, tables, and even planks for construction. And we also have entities such as the Igorot Crops. The Igorot Crops is a Cordillera-based entity which actually helps local farmers and brings their produce from the province direct to consumers here in Metro Manila. So you will enjoy strawberries and lettuce at the farm. So these are some of the partners we have in store for you today at the Good Store. Now, maybe just a final note. The Good Store, ladies and gentlemen, really is our first major project. As you see on the screen, it's our first or a maiden project under our overarching sustainability program here in Meralco, which we call Powering the Good Life. So Powering the Good Life, which we launched earlier this week, is really Meralco's commitment. Right? It's our senior leadership and our entire company's commitment to powering and creating a better, brighter world for our communities, our country.
ERC Chairperson Agnes de Banadera, Mayor Lani Mercado Revilla, Mayor Len Oreta, Mayor Eric Vida, and Quezon City Administrator Mike Calero, colleagues, co-workers, and friends. Thank you for attending this very important launch. As I was explaining to Chair Agnes de Banadera, in the greater scheme of things, when we talk about sustainability, many would probably think that a store like this is such a small thing. Why are we making a big event about it? If you really try to internalize sustainability, we have to understand that it's not made up only of huge projects, which we will undertake along with our partners and especially the local governments that are partnering with us. It also requires a change in mindset and education. So a store like this is actually, we want to put sustainability as part of the fabric of daily life, at work and at home. So it's a very important step for us in our educational campaign to make people more aware about what sustainability is all about. And so I thought of the weekend market. It's not a new idea. I go to Salcedo and Legazpi market. But the thing about this is we want to showcase all sustainability products. We want to invite participants from local government units. Thank you for the participation of Cavite in this very important store. And we want to propagate this type of community action and community activity built around a sustainability agenda. In Meralco, sustainability is a CEO agenda. I think it's the only way for sustainability to really work and to be successful in a large enterprise like Meralco. And I'm proud to say that even before I announced sustainability as a part of the CEO agenda, I was surprised actually the other day and through actually a partner of network, that our network group has been way ahead of us in terms of making sure that sustainability becomes part of their operations. So I was glad to hear, for instance, that we have been installing pad-mounted transformers for the benefit of the chair that are both recyclable and biodegradable up to the extent of 99%. So that, I think, was a great move on the part of the network, working very quietly. And so we want to pull all of this initiatives from all of our groups and actually communicate it and then put it in a more coherent strategy. The other thing about sustainability is it has to be enforced. I think sustainability to work in an environment like this, you have to put up rules that will basically be followed by people. Initially, it will have to be that way so that people get the hang of it. Eventually, more on a voluntary basis, you will find more and more people thinking about sustainability and basically supporting a sustainable work life. So one of the first things that we did, just for people in Meralco to know that we are serious with sustainability, is we banned single-use plastic. And the support from the employees from our community here was overwhelming. So I think it didn't take us more than a month to complete the ban on single-use plastic and achieve 100%. The other group that has been very helpful in terms of enforcing single-use plastic is our supply chain management. We have been able to remove single-use plastic to a large extent, so about 70 or 75% now of our whole supply chain does not use single-use plastic. So that is a huge achievement for our supply chain, considering the volume of our supplies and the variety of our supplies. So my advice to companies and enterprises who want to espouse sustainability, it has to be at the CEO level. And the way it's structured now is, at my level, we set the CEO agenda, and my Mancom, which is comprised of all the heads of the network, actually become part of putting together and implementing the CEO agenda. And then we cascade it down up to the lowest level of the organization. So today you will see that even at the lowest level of our organization, there is pride and joy in taking part in this small but very important step for us. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you will attend one of the many symposiums that we want to put together and help and share with you our sustainability implementations and sustainability activities. The weekend market, as I said to the Mancom, will be a by-week, every other week. So we will help. We're holding the goods store not just for the employees of Meralco, but for the nearby communities.
Officer, no, for doing this. Of course, without the guidance of upper management, Attorney Ray, maraming salamat. Kailangan mabuksan ang ating mga mata sa mga nangyayari, and we should always look for the future. No? At this is not just a store, because it provides opportunity para malaman natin mga kailangan gawin natin sa ating mga lugar. And ako, I'm an advocate of plastics to actually, one day I want to copy Quezon City, but sa Kamanaba area, doon ginagawa yung plastic, kaya hindi ganun kadali. So, in due time, with the help of a lot of people, no, magagawa natin. So, muli, nagpapasalamat ako sa pag-imbita, at alam ko, kung tayo nagtutulong-tulong, nagsasama-sama, walang imposible. Kailangan lagi tayo nagkakaisa lahat. Maraming salamat.
Good morning. You know, I feel that I am a convergence point because now I am with more or less the corporate world, and at the same time I came, as you all know, from the local government. And if there are programs that are very important, now I have realized it is the program that will spell life-changing, value-changing, mindset-changing. And for our local officials, I know that your life in politics will be my forever if these are the kinds of programs that we will implement in our respective localities. And I am happy to know that in the corporate world, especially in the energy sector, we have the lead corporation, Meralco, that is undertaking this kind of sustainability program. So it's for us, pwede mangopya, Attorney Ray, pwede mangopya kami, para naman, pag nakopya namin ito, ang iba dito will do the production of what we will see in your good life market, and the people in government agencies will be the consumers and customers in a different sense of these organic products and new products. So it's a partnership, and the call, I know, is before us to support and implement and copy the sustainable programs that we see now, which is spearheaded by Meralco. Good morning.
Meralco, Mr. Ray Espinosa, to our Chief Sustainability Officer of Meralco, Mr. Raymond Ravelo, to my fellow public servants, Mayor Len Oreta, Mayor Eric Vida, who is the President of the Cavite Mayor's League. Actually, sabit lang po talaga ako dito. Naatasan po ako ng aming Pangulo sa Cavite Mayor's League kung sino ang mahusay na magkaroon at mag-set up ng booth for trade fairs. We regularly participate in trade fairs in our city. That's why we were prepared to participate this morning. And of course, to a good friend of ours, a family friend, kasama sa public service, our ERC Chairman, Attorney Agnes, Secretary De Banadera, and of course, our former DPWH Secretary, Secretary Singson. Sir, sa lahat po ng aming pong mga kasama sa umaga nito, good morning. It is a pleasure to be in front of you today and to be participating in this grand launch of the goods store. On March 9, actually, we'll be copying the same thing with you. We'll be launching a ban to single-use plastic also in the city government of Bacoor. Of course, we love the environment. We believe in sustainability, and we will start inside our city hall to prove our mandate. So we will be copying you, Meralco, and thank you very much for the good partnership that we have, not only in this kind of activities, but also in electrification in our city and in our province of Cavite. Muli, maraming salamat po at mabuhay po tayo.